Hey everyone, I am Andrew, online web teacher, and on this lesson number 4, we are going to be given a small introduction to HTML, the language of the web. So, let's get started. If you saw the other lessons, you already know that HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And we already know that hypertext is special information or extra information inside a document. So, HTML, which means hypertext markup language, is the language by which all websites are described to the browsers. So, how does it look like? For example, let's take Google. And if you do a small search for cars, you will see that it shows here that this about 808 million results is a text. This first thing here, this first paragraph and result is text plus a couple of links. And here below you will see that there are some images and texts, and if you click on those images, those are actually links that takes you somewhere else. So on the web, HTML is used to describe the format, the structure, and some behaviors, because remember that browsers don't understand images. Okay, so you need some way to specify the browser how to represent what you want to show. Okay, and the only way to do that is using these programming languages. Okay, in this case, these are uh, script languages. Okay, that's what they are called. So in order to represent the format and the structure and some behaviors of the document, you are going to use HTML. Now if you want to further control the appearance of the website, you need to use a language called CSS, which means cascading style sheets. And we'll talk about these CSS and JavaScript in the future, but you need to know this. And finally, there's this other programming language called JavaScript, which is used to control the behavior of the website itself. You know, for example, what happens when you mouse over an element or when you click on an element and that sort of thing. Also, you need to remember that these programming languages are only valid for clients. That means browsers. These are not programming languages that can be used in web servers. Okay, these can only be interpreted by your web browser and by no one else. Okay, so let's see how it looks like. If we want to, for example, represent this very basic sample, for example, this is my text and this is a link, the way to do that would be by typing this is my text and you insert a special code and the document here in between and the text inside it. For example, this is a link. Also, if you pay attention, I have left a line break between and the link. But it's not showing up here. And why is that? Well, that is why you basically the line break is ignored because you never specified in the document that you needed to leave a line break between and the link. If you do want to leave a line break, you need to use a special code which is called BR, okay, which means obviously break for line break. So if you do specify the code, it will show up on the document. So far, so good. Let's talk a little more about these line breaks. If you don't specify the line break, if you type this on a document, for example, this is my text and the link, right? Leaving line breaks on each word, it will still show up on the same line because you're not specifying the line break. So it's pretty easy to understand. So what about this ahref equals and quote and documented? What's that about? Well, that is called a tag, and we'll be using this a lot. So the way to represent or to actually give extra information to a document is by using tags, okay, by tagging some portions of it with a couple of different things. So for example, if I tag this word, for example text, using this special code, when I click on it, it will take me to some other document. So in the case of href and equals, and well, it sounds weird because it's you need to keep it simple, otherwise it would be very tedious to code. A stands for anchor and href stands for hyperlink reference. So in this case, it says that it's an anchor and it has a hyperlink reference equals, and between the quotes you specify the document or the site that you want to go to, and inside these tags you specify the text that you want to show. Okay, so basically the basic format of a tag is tag, okay, the start tag, whatever you want to use inside it, and the end tag, okay. But if you also paid attention to the other example, for example this one, you will see that in this case the line break tag doesn't have an end tag, and instead it has this slash thing on the end. And why is that? Well, it doesn't make sense to, for example, do a line break and put some text on it and then end, because this text will never show up. So that's invalid. It would be the same to do this and, for example, to do this. Okay? It'd be the same. So in order to solve this situation, there's a special way to describe a couple of tags called the shorthand. And the shorthand is the start tag, and instead of using an end tag, you just specify a slash at the end, and that is the shorthand. And obviously this will produce the example that we saw before. So let's take a look at what a document looks like. An HTML document has a head, which is used to specify extra information that won't be shown, okay? For example, the title. The title won't be shown inside the document, but you need to specify it nonetheless. And then the body, which is used to, show the information inside it, just like a letter. In order to do this with HTML, you using a start tag for HTML to describe that this will be an HTML document, and an end tag to tell it to stop rendering, and then the head, and then the body. And whatever you want to put inside the head, you specify here in between, and the same with the body. So in order to represent this example with HTML code, we need to do, if you hold on a minute, alright, you need to do this, okay? You need to, for example, specify that this is an HTML document. Inside the head, you need to specify a tag called title, and the title in between, right? This is my website, and title. And inside the body, you specify the text, my website, leave a line break, and specify the link, go to Google. Okay, and if you actually type this in a text file and you save it as with the HTML format, and you open that document in a browser, you will see basically this document. Okay, so this is the end of the fourth lesson. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you learned something new today, I suggest you to subscribe. So thank you very much for watching, and see you on the next lesson. Goodbye.